Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. Sadly, the Anti-Monitor event is behind us, but during the event, I was able to farm for a whole bunch of Brainiac-based items. Also, I'm introducing, not maybe for the first time, but let me introduce you to my Brainiac character. Yeah, I made a female version. Basically, I needed one more female character. I thought a female Brainiac could be a good idea. So during the anniversary event, as you can see, I was able to get a whole bunch of Brainiac-based items. As you can see, my bank is quite full, and even my inventory has quite a few in it. So let's see what we can do with all those base items. So let's get started. So before we get started, let's take a look at what we're working with. So we have one antimatter rock. Oh, I'm not sure where that came from. 7 coluene canisters, 12 coluene containers, 5 exhibit generators, 4 kiosk, 8 mainframe, 6 monitors, 6 monolith, 10 obelisks, 7 pillars, 5 pipes, 5 pipes large, 7 resonating column, 4 resonating spire, 5 stanchion, probably mispronouncing that, and the good old layer granite coffee table. That's for the ground items. On the wall we have some acoustic sensors, some digitizers, 6 acoustic sensors, 7 digitizers, 5 photonic sensors, 6 sensory amplifiers, 6 vibronic sensors, 9 coluene wires, some large wires, and that's it for that. And for the top part, we have 9 antenna array, 7 capacitors, 8 conduits large, 6 stabilizers, 5 transducers, and the hanging lamp, the classic hanging lamp. So this is what we're going to use to decorate our lair. As you can see, I chose the sewer lair. It made some sort of sense. At first I was going to use like the tech lair, but then I decided, nah, let's have our friend Brainiac create his lair in the sewers. I don't use the sewers with many characters, so I thought this was a good opportunity to do so. So enough stalling, let's get started. So ready to take a look at the result? Let's get started. So as you can see, it gives you a whole lot of base items. Some were a bit tricky to try to find a good place for, and even then there's some that I still didn't quite find a good place, but oh well. This is just a first attempt. I'll probably rework it at least a bit. And also was able to sort of hide some of my amenities, or turn some of my amenities into Brainiac themed amenities, sort of. I tried to do something with to cover up the armories, and it just didn't work. But maybe next time. And there are some pretty big items. So there's a few items that you may want to keep for your legal. I'll show them to you in just a bit. Although they still kind of fit. Like you can see those big columns or those big spires. Like those big spires, as you can see, are pretty big. So it's a bit challenging to find a good spot for them. Probably something I could put in here. I'll have to give it some thoughts. And of course, there's a whole bunch of stuff on the ceiling. And on the walls. Again, this is a first attempt. I'll probably rearrange it a bit. Again, you can see those big columns. They're a bit big for the base, although they do work well to create some sort of big column. Or even if you stack a few right next to each other, they can create a pretty neat wall. Here's our bank. So again, some of those base items are big enough that you can pretty much fit an amenity inside it, and you can still use the amenity. The same with the mainframe. Although if you get, as you saw, the character can get into the base item, there's a bit of clipping basically. Not a big deal, but some people could be bothered by that. So again, the big column, it was kind of hard to fit them all. But luckily, I only had four, so it wasn't too big an issue. And you can see the big wires on the wall. So there's big wires and smaller wires. And the same for the floor. There's wires for the floor, for the ceiling, and for the walls. Again, those big columns can create a pretty big column if you need them to. I probably should have used this to try to customize the armories a bit. Maybe next time. So again, here we have the crafting station, the crafting vendor, so you can see some of those items on the ceiling. Some are pretty big, so I had to give it some thoughts about where I would put them. Like those come, as you can see, they come down pretty far. So if you put them on a low ceiling, they could get in the way of your character. Although you do go through, so it's not a big deal. So here's the generator, the mailbox, and for the teleporter, I almost used one of the mainframes to cover the teleporter. But I have something else that I think that I'll do for the teleporters. Sadly, it may mean that I'll have to reorganize my base a bit. I guess we'll have to wait and see. So as you can see, lots of stuff on the ceiling. It was a bit, let's say, challenging to fit it all, but I managed to somehow. So this is it for our Brainiac inspired base. This is again the first attempt. There might be one or two base items that I'll purchase on the broker. I may purchase a couple of extras on the broker for a few things. But overall, this is pretty much all I was able to gather during the anniversary event. I didn't farm it all that much. I could have farmed the event a whole lot more. But I did play most of the missions almost daily with at least half a dozen characters. So a lot of missions had to be played in order to be able to get all that stuff. You decide if you think it was worth it or not. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.